Welcome to Massive Beers. My name is Matt. We do the beer stuff here. I'm going to classify this one as a Massive Beer Review Classic. One, because I think it is, but two, it's been a very long time since I've had this beer or its barrel-aged variant. Hardywood. How about that? Hardywood Bourbon Barrel Aged Gingerbread Stout. Yeah, I've reviewed the barrel-aged version. I'm pretty sure I know I've reviewed the base version. Very much a seminal Christmas beer for me. We're getting in the season. You know, we're a week into November. And I honestly, I got lunch at work. I work with we have, and like any other office, most offices, we have teams of people. And the girl I work with, she's awesome. We always have lunch together. We're going out for lunch or sitting together with lunch. And she's just been out of the office. So I was like, I feel like getting some kind of sandwich. So I looked closely and I went to this random place I've never been to before and picked up sandwich. And I was like, hey, there's a beer store right there. I was like, I'm going to pop in there. Popped in there. They had a whole bunch of kinds of weird stuff, but I saw this on the shelf, a 4-pack, and I was like, hell yeah, we're doing this. So here we go. What do we have here? I don't know what year this is. I don't know. They etched this weird code on the bottom. I don't know if that gives me any kind of idea of what date it is, but maybe we'll find it while we read it. It says Hardywood Bourbon Barrel Aged GBS Barrel Aged Series. This is a 11.5% spiced milk stout aged in bourbon barrels. Richmond, Virginia, they're bottled out of. And it's brewed with purpose. There's a little story over here. We're not going to read into it. And that's it. Done and done. Yeah, so here we go. Nice little hiss on it. I love the little, like, pseudo Mickey grenade bottle things they're doing here. So we can get down with that. Give it a good hefty pour. Do I have a cap on this sucker? I'll find one eventually. Not worried about it. But yeah, label-wise, I actually do like their labeling. I don't remember them being in this little bomber bottles. I think I remember seeing the barrel-aged ones in 750s. I think I remember seeing them in cans, but maybe that kind of clues people in out there to how old this is. I don't know. If you know, let me know. But I dig the labeling because it's classic. As far as the beer goes, I mean, it looks like a barrel-aged stout. Ooh, this glass is dirty. Dirty on the outside, not dirty on the inside. Kind of like me. No, reverse that. Yeah. Anyway. So yeah, looks all the parts of a stout. Has this nice kind of malted malt ball color to it, maybe a little bit darker than that, and just this rich dark core to it. Can't really get much light to it. If I really hold it up to a light, don't even get anything on the edges. So it's got this nice kind of darkness to it. So Christmas spiced, gingerbread spiced, barrel-aged stout. Let's get a nose. Not super hyper aggressive on the nose. You get this soft, decent amount of ginger, but for what I'd expect for a big barrel-aged stout, a soft dose of ginger. Cinnamon, a little bit of vanilla. The ginger's leading the way. I want to pull a little bit of spirit out of this, but again, with all those spice going on, it's quite hard. I'm not getting a big barrel component, but I am getting a roasted malt. So you're getting the beer, you're getting a soft spirit, and you're getting a decent amount of ginger based off of all the other levels, everything else. Guess what? It smells like a gingerbread beer. We're on the nose. We're very much on the nose here, but that makes sense. It's probably a skosh warmer than it should be. I put it in the fridge, but it's probably, I want to say, like mid to low 50s instead of 50. I think that's actually positive for this beer. But it definitely smells what is advertised. Like a little bit more spirit, like a little bit more barrel char. Maybe it'll come out in the taste. Let's dive in. Cheers. It's tasty. Very minimal spirit and barrel here, though. I want to keep that as like a very purposeful thing when it comes to this beer. Getting a little nervous. I might be allergic to the spices in here because it's been that long since I've had it pre-COVID. And since pre-COVID, I've gotten an allergy to certain spices. I think one of them might be allspice and clove, too. So I feel like I'm getting a decent amount of clove off of it, but we'll battle through it. I like it. It's very dry. I wonder how old this is. I wonder if this is brand new or has a year or two on it. I wouldn't be surprised if this is not this year's variant. It could be. It could be just the way the beer is. But in the grand scheme of things, if I sit here and just kind of like simplify this review in a sense of as a Christmas beer, as a gingerbread house beer, it's very, very tasty. It's just that barrel aged portion of the show leaves me a little bit wanting here. I want just a little bit more to it, a little bit more robustness, a little bit more aggressiveness to the bourbon and the barrel side of things. They're present, but it's still the spices, the gingerbread spices that are leading the way in this beer. But in the grand scheme of things, you know, if you strip it down to its core, or apparently we're doing a lot of stripping here, it's a gingerbread beer. It tastes like a gingerbread beer. It's giving me what it's advertised to be. It's just when you throw that kind of bourbon barrel age moniker on it, and I think I've said this about previous variants, to be perfectly honest with you. I have to go back and watch my old review if I actually reviewed it. I'm pretty sure I did, but somehow the reviews disappear off of YouTube, I think. I just wanted a little bit more spirit and barrel presence to it. But in the grand scheme of things, very tasty beer. And very much in the spirit, you know, like I said, we're getting into November. I'm looking for these kind of Christmas-like kind of beers. Yeah, I'm digging it. That's tasty. I like it. It's what I remember, both from the gingerbread beer portion of the show and that little bit of a lack of barrel that I think that I've had from previous ones, but very tasty nonetheless. It was sub $20 a 4-pack. For something like this, I'm absolutely 100% okay with, especially with the fun little bottles. Something about the pomp of these bottles makes it okay a little bit more for me. But if I'm going to kind of like twist the nitpicks on this beer, it's just, I think if you get a little bit sweeter with this, and by sweeter I mean the spirit is a little bit more present and the barrel's a bit more present, I think it makes for a world-class barrel-aged beer, regardless that it's a Christmas beer, because I think it needs just a hair more sweetness. Again, 11.5%, not the biggest stout, but it's just a skosh more sweetness, and if you got that from the spirit portion of the show and had that nice kind of charriness to it, I think it ends up being like world-class. Like, let's put it this way, one of the better barrel-aged stouts I've had as of late, no. Not Mount Rushmore for us, at least. It's in the conversation of yes, but not as far as Mount Rushmore goes. But if we whittle it down to one of the better Christmas ginger beers, sure, it kind of defaults to that. But I think if you added those components, it would be very, very close to being a yes on Mount Rushmore. Value and availability, like I said, it was after taxes, probably more like $20 for a 4-pack. And leave you with, if you like what we like this, off shelf, mind you. If you like what we like this, if you like gingerbread beers, if you like this Christmas kind of beers, and you want something that has a little bit more depth and complexity to it, there is something there with the spirit and barrel. It's just a little bit more needed for this guy to get a little hot and bothered. But if you dig those flavors, you will dig that beer. So there you go. A review in the books. Hopefully y'all enjoyed. Hardywood, have you been to the brewery? Have you had their beers? Have you had this beer? What is your favorite Hardywood beer? Mine would be Trickery, or is it Foolery? I think it's Foolery. One of those two. It was a barrel-aged beer. It was bonkers good. Anyway, all that stuff down there. Hopefully you enjoyed the review. Hopefully you enjoyed a little bit of Massive Beer Review Classics right now. Hopefully next time. Cheers, all.